Overtime dog Zhao Yun accidentally travels to the world of the ultimate three kingdoms, located on the slope of Nagasaka. Hundreds of people across the street are holding guns. How can we shoot it out? Urgent. Online waiting. 5 tiger generals. Who would join the vegetable chicken group for warmth? LV Boo, if I don't even support the wall, I'll obey him. Guan Yu and Zhang Fei said, I just wiped it. Are Muggles so powerful now? Huyan Jueluo Xiu said, This silver time space is too dangerous. I was beaten up as soon as I arrived. Zhao Yun. Do you know why the flowers are so red? Dong Zhuo. This Zhao Yun is too strong. Major time and space. You. Don't come over. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. The opening combat power index is 16,000 points. Find a number. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. On the outskirts of Liangzhou. The man covered his head and swayed as he supported a large tree in the outskirts, supporting his somewhat weak body. Where is this? What is the situation? I should have died, shouldn't I? My mind is filled with paste. I'm a bit confused about the current situation. Still stuck in jumping into the turbulent river to save lives, but he was physically exhausted and washed away by the water, the moment when suffocation fills the whole body. The handsome face of the man, just waiting for others to see. I knew this person's charm value was already full. This is Zhao Yun, who has just traveled. Yes, in his past life, his own name was Zhao Yun, the same name as Zhao Yun in the Three Kingdoms. I still rely on my father, a fan of the Three Kingdoms, to get this name. Because there are no words now, otherwise, Zilong can also arrange it. To put it nicely, it's for the child to be as loyal and courageous as Zhao Yun in the future, brave and fearless. But in fact, it's just to satisfy my personal interests and hobbies. I think it's something I love to watch. I took it to save trouble. Zhao Yun looked up at the surroundings, a very ordinary suburb. It's like a rural environment. Having calmed down, I am very certain that I am not dead, because I have already felt the tremendous power emanating from my body. It's like the current self is facing the previous self. You can make your previous self die with just one pussy, and the situation where the face is not humanoid. He cannot determine what force this is, but now he feels like he can go up and down. Nothing can be done. Zhao Yun hasn't figured out how this power came about yet. A large stream of unfamiliar memories seemed to tear open Zhao Yun's mind and constantly flood in. So much so that he couldn't bear the pain and screamed uncontrollably. Pain, it hurts too much. It is said that the brain is the most important part of the human body. Spiritual impact like this can undoubtedly make people feel profound pain. Force Index. The Ultimate Three Kingdoms. Am I Zhao Yun? What a joke. I thought I wasn't dead yet and unexpectedly gained a force. Awakening ability, start Long Out Yun's life. If you go any further, call yourself a god. I think it's perfect. The reality is really too harsh. Reborn into a loser, just playing Ma Chao in the early stages has the highlight of this moment. After being locked, Maria's martial arts skills were not locked, just get beaten along with the other 5 tigers. Behind Guan Yu, the heavenly martial arts were fierce and powerful. Zhao Yun focuses on a transparent world. After speaking, Zhao Yun put on a good posture. Momentum spurted out from him. 2,000, 4,000 to 8,000 to 10,000 to 16,000. Released to the current peak force index of 16,000 points. The momentum is like a rainbow, with a milky white cluster of light condensed in their hands, containing the power of a small bomb. Drink. Lift the right hand that gathers strength, strike the big tree hugged by 2 people on the side and leave. Bang! I saw the big tree crack open from the spot where the fist hit, and in an instant, it shattered into pieces of wood. Only an irregular root was left in place. Zhao Yun looked at the power caused by this punch. I nodded in satisfaction. The 16,000-point combat power index can cause this kind of power to be expected. After all, he is already considered a little Superman. It's not as exaggerated as the ultimate class's claim that Ding Xiaoyu is a nuclear bomb right fist. This military strength index is as high as the previous Guan Yu. 1,000 weaker than Zhang Fei with a black face. This force index, if it were Zhao Yun who acted before, it wouldn't be his fault for not being arrogant. Just play some small Karami with a power index of 16,000 points, it's really a chaotic battle. Go to the current golden time and space, it can be said that he is the ultimate class. But now this is a traveler who knows exactly what's going on. Difficult to handle. Zhao Yun covered his face in pain. He now knows what time period he is in. There is still a large truck parked next to it that was robbed by him halfway. In the memory of inheritance, this truck was previously used to transport children from all over the country to Hedong affiliated primary school to sign life and death certificates. To make these little dolls lifelong loyal to Hedong University, relying on Hedong University in the remote land of Liangzhou. Using this method to recruit private soldiers on a large scale, the ambition of a wolf is evident. This completely sealed truck really treats this child like a piglet. Pooh. Piglets are treated better than this, at least it can breathe. But the whole Hedong University is a sealed container, it all depends on luck whether the doll can survive during transportation. As for this Changshan native, a student of the Eastern Han dynasty. Why is it here at this moment? That's thanks to seeing the street kidnapping of children in Luoyang. In this situation, seen by the righteous MC Zilong, do we need to explain this in half a sentence? Directly, it is the operation of the force index, chase from Luoyang to Liangzhou with 2 flesh legs. P.S. There are large flowers and tickets, can you throw them away? Chapter 2. Accept the reality in front of you. Seeking data. You are listening at novelfull.audio. With his own strength, he can quickly force the truck to stop, but his predecessor, who never dies, wants to learn from it. But also afraid of losing, I just ran and followed you in 2 straight lines. Knowing who is going to do this, I also found out the destination. Then the car robbery was initiated. After robbing the car, hand over all these dolls to the local government. Returning here, because of previous overwork, just lie down on the spot and you'll be dead. This has given Zhao Yun, who has traveled through time, a physical gift. Whether it's Zhao Yun from ancient times, still Zhao Yun from the end of the 3rd year, they are all real heroes. Zhao Yun looked at the transport truck parked on the side with complex eyes. Have you ever thought about whether this predecessor had a brain pit? Surprisingly, he crossed several states with his legs. But when I think about what I have done, but for the sake of justice, that's really hard to say with any mockery. I don't know what the problem is, after all, in his impression, at least Zhao Yun also came riding a motorcycle. The goal now is very clear, that is to destroy the Hedong affiliated primary school located in Nagasaka Slope, rescue the trapped child. As for why Nagasaka Hill was in Dongzhuo's Liangzhou, the ultimate 3 kingdoms. Liu Bei hasn't gotten married yet, a person named Adu appeared. Think carefully, is there anything else that cannot be accepted? At this moment, Zhao Yun was lost in thought. To be honest, he really doesn't want to meddle in this matter. After all, he is not the original Zhao Yun, although I haven't seen anyone holding a wave gun in the plot, but it's impossible to have a lucky guarantee that they won't have it. The power of the wave gun is still terrifying. Once trapped within the range of the wave gun's firepower, with his current 16,000, even if we can open up the shield, but it will soon be exhausted. Then it will be the fate of being shot into a hornet's nest. So much so that Zhao Yun really doesn't want to blog now. Going to war alone is not a small-scale war, the fault tolerance rate is really too low. Even if he now inherits Zhao Yun's military prowess and combat memory. But people's attitudes are different. a careless move will result in a complete loss, for example, the one who lost Jingzhou. In my past life, I was just an ordinary office worker. Saving the world or saving others is really a bit far away from him. But if it's a normal thing, so giving up means giving up, but this time it was child trafficking, his conscience does not allow him to turn a blind eye. Thinking that my thoughts are already remote, in my mind, there is a battle between heaven and man. Not only did I recall the crying and tears of parents who had seen abducted children on TV in their past lives. Every time I see it, I feel incredibly heartbroken. When I was a child, I admired chivalry. When I grow up, I become afraid, for 3 taels of copper coins, and go on a lifelong journey. If he's still alive and doesn't understand, isn't that just a wasted trip? I couldn't help but become firm at the thought of this look in my eyes. Some things just need to be hypnotized. The courage grew stronger. Pa pa, a crisp slap sounded particularly clear in the open countryside. What am I hesitating about? I did it. I'm Zhao Yun now. Zhao Yun, who is loyal and courageous. Even if we hang up, after hanging up for 18 years, I am still a hero. The clear palm print on Zhao Yun's right cheek, look at the brightness of the red color, it's obvious that we put in a lot of effort. The words spoken were also gritting their teeth. Feeling the burning pain on my face, Zhao Yun's gaze became even more determined. The slap of the dead hand now serves as a warning to oneself. There is also dissatisfaction towards oneself. He used to being a sheep. Actually, everyone has a factor of violence in their hearts. Once it can be released, that will be unstoppable. Zhao Yun let out a deep breath, hanging up a confident smile again. Now he is truly accepting his new identity and new life. I've figured it out, then let's embark on a passionate journey. Heroic actions are all about doing things that one wouldn't normally dare to do with passion. Ding! Ding! Zhao Yun, who had just made up his mind, was startled by a sudden warning sound in his mind. Detected the Trekker host, loading the Ultimate Martial God System 10%, 50%, 80%, 100%. The Ultimate Martial God System has been successfully loaded. Wishing the host good luck in martial arts. A series of emotionless mechanical sounds kept ringing in my mind. Zhao Yun can be said to have heard it very clearly. Thai cool spicy. Zhao Yun quickly tidied up his mood. After all, such outrageous things have happened while traveling. Is it easy to accept a system? There is no movement in my mind. P.S. The ones with flowers and tickets are big. Can you throw them away? Chapter 3. Tianhu Novice Gift Pack. Seeking data. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Hiss. What is the situation? Hearing hallucinations. Or am I opening it in the wrong way? Zhao Yun's mood at this moment is like having just won a big prize, but it tells the huge difference in the sense of expired lottery tickets. Sesame, open the door. Dog system. It's numb. He is confident that he has not hallucinated. After listening for a while, it's definitely more like this system is a bit intellectually disabled. System, open them all. System, open panel. Ding. Host. Zhao Yun belonging to Eastern Han Academy Force Index. 16,000 Ultimate Move. Pan Long Kick, Dragon Form Tai Chi. Weapon. Wind Chasing Silver Washing Spear. In situ ability. Wind item. 5,000 buckles, Simon +1, Novice Gift Pack +1. Zhao Yun now has both joy and sorrow. Fortunately, the system is useful. Sadly, this is an intellectually disabled system. Other people's systems are all built that IN system sprites, being able to provide advice and suggestions, or fight against the host. And his system is clearly the kind of rigid pit ratio system set up. There's no way. Some of them are good to use. I still want to pick and choose. To make people know, we need to do a trick to make him sober up. A new car on the road must be researched and researched. For a while, Zhao Yun has finally figured out the triggering keywords of this system. For example, tasks, system space, panels, scanning characters, and extracting items. The task system is waiting for the system to detect and trigger. This one is pretty good. It's a pity that Zhao Yun doesn't have a shopping mall function. To be honest, he really wants to see those who can't afford it in their lifetime, but things with different levels of power always appear. For example, the common Pangu axe with 900 billion points. It's all nonsense. Didn't you see those protagonists who didn't even save a fraction of Pangu axe until the end of the book? This is also a pity for Zhao Yun. Having a system, he still wants to experience the novel protagonist's drooling when he sees Pangu axe. I don't realize I'm a poor storyline. I don't feel perfect without experiencing it. Shaking his head, get rid of this funny thought. I just remembered seeing myself in the panel before and having a beginner's gift package. Zhao Yun looked up and around. The surroundings are flat except for trees. It doesn't seem like a place with water at all. I originally wanted to wash my hands before opening the box, but due to the constraints of form, looking at the beige trench coat style school uniform of the Eastern Han Academy, rub your hands against your ribs twice. This method is obviously the old box opener. The whole body of metaphysics is filled with exquisite skills. Open the beginner's gift pack. Zhao Yun took a deep breath, reciting silently in my heart. Ding! Congratulations! A card depicting a white horse, white armor, and long spear figure zoomed in from far to near in Zhao Yun's line of sight. Congratulations on obtaining the template, Youth, of Zhao Yun, Zhao Zilong, who is loyal and courageous, twice assisting the dangerous lord, answering the previous emperor with one thought. Integrating this template increases the force index by 12,000, congratulations on obtaining weapons. Genshin bright silver spear, green-red sword, congratulations on obtaining physical fitness. Genshin, able to fight with people within a range of 10 meters and continuously improve my strength index as I fight more battles. The more enemies I have, the faster my strength index increases. Zhao Yun. I am Zhao Zilong from Changshan. I am full of courage, and those who cannot kill me will only make me stronger. Congratulations on receiving 200,000 yuan deduction. Zhao Yun's pupil earthquake. This rich. That's what Ba Fei said. There's no way this beginner gift package is too awesome, not to mention adding a force index of 12,000 directly. Just that Genshin trait. That is to focus on not being instantly dropped by anyone. That's an invincible god of war who can stack unlimited force. Fighting against the enemy, on the opposite side, you will find that Zhao Yun's suddenly higher martial arts index than him. Is this unreasonable? This Longdan bright silver spear and Qinghong sword also represent Zhao Yun's exclusive weapons. That's definitely not an ordinary thing. Even if it's the last 200,000 deductions, that's still a good thing. Load the Three Kingdoms Zhao Yun template. Rubbing against, a burst of light surrounded Zhao Yun's body. Along with it comes a constantly rising military force index. 2,000, 5,000 to 10,000 to 20,000 to 25,000 to 28,000. Zhao Yun's eyes flashed with a sharp light. I feel like I can beat countless of myself before. 10,000 troops are the dividing point. That 20,000 points is definitely worth it. Feeling the powerful force flowing through oneself, but incredibly solid. The direct integration of this template, make this combat power seem like it was cultivated by Zhao Yun himself. Gone, if it weren't for Dong Zhuo personally coming this time, even if he came to Lu Bu, he had to run away wearing only a pair of shorts. Lu Bu, who hasn't practiced magic skills, is just a small vegetable chicken. His current combat power index is at its peak at 19,000 points, TSK, little spicy chicken. Of course, not including the completely enchanted LV Bu with 35,000 points. P.S. There are flowers and tickets, can you throw them away? Chapter 4. The combat power index soars again. Seeking data. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Zhao Yun's immense confidence now, I was a bit afraid of fluctuation before, now he feels that even the wave gun needs to hit him. I smiled proudly for a while, I just remembered that I still haven't checked the attributes of two weapons at this moment. He slowly took out the Qinghong sword from the system warehouse. Anyway, this is all his and he can't run away. What's the rush for him? Qinghong sword. Originally a sword worn by Cao Cao during the Three Kingdoms period, it was held by the sword bearer, also known as the attendant Xiaohen. Xiaohen is also a brave person. Take your own boss's weapon and go out to pretend to be coerced, just happened to be hit by Zhao Yun, who was searching for Ah Do. Zhao Yun saw that this person was carrying a sword on his back. The sword is engraved with the two characters Qinghong. That's amazing. I immediately realized that this is a good weapon. Good weapons may not necessarily be engraved, but the engraved weapon must be a good weapon. No need to say more, kill and seize treasures. Qinghong sword changes hands. Zhao Yun. Thank you to Boss Chow for bringing the big sword. The force index of the wielder of this weapon has increased by 2,000 points. Zhao Yun glanced at it twice. It is normal to increase the military force index at this point, although it is a famous sword, but it's not made by any outstanding foundry. This characteristic of cutting iron like mud, the basic ultimate series of weapons are available, not really anything. Continue to take out another weapon, Gentian Bright Silver Spear. This weapon has a much more legendary color. After all, it is the main weapon of Zhao Zilong in the Three Kingdoms period. Heroes need to equip themselves with good weapons to unleash 200% of their strength. Gentian Bright Silver Spear, also known as Yajiao Spear. There is no right in the corners of the sea and the ends of the earth. It is a gift from the gun god Tong Yuan, the teacher of Zhao Yun in the Three Kingdoms. One of the top 10 famous guns in ancient times. This is the weapon used by Zhao Yun. The weapon holder's force index increases by 2,500 points. Is that all? Is this the Gentian Bright Silver Spear? Zhao Yun has a subway elderly expression. He had so many expectations, and as a result, he added 2,500 points. Isn't this pure and funny? It seems like I should really be happy. The weapons of silver space-time do not add any force index. Hiss, it seems like you've made a profit. But when he thought of Jin Shikong, his heart twitched. The new weapon of Gu Zhan has increased the combat power index by 600 points against singles 111. It's really difficult for him to accept now. Ding. Detected that the host has two weapons with a phase similarity of up to 90%. Is fusion necessary? The heavenly sound, absolute heavenly sound. Since it has been said that two weapons have merged, is there anything else worse than? Cough. Even if there is, I can't blame myself for not being a chieftain. At most, it can be considered that the system itself broke down. Just go grab someone else's weapon in the future. Strive to turn a bicycle into a motorcycle. Zhao Yun secretly made up his mind, he has mastered this weapon today. Even a big rooster can't stop him. System, merge with me. Ding. Fusion begins. The fusion process cannot be interrupted. There is a certain chance that the fusion will fail and the material will be invalidated. Grab the grass. Nemas. Why didn't you mention it when we just called for fusion? A system with intellectual disabilities is still playing tricks, right? Zhao Yun cursed with some impatience at the moment. In this situation, no one will feel good even if they are put on a show. Is it the ghost robbing wolf blade? It's still a sword within a stone. Or do you want both? At this point, Zhao Yun had already prepared for the worst for this fusion. The abacus has already moved from silver time to gold time. He has no burden in robbing things. Zhao Yun from the Three Kingdoms is loyal and courageous. He is not Zhao Yun from the Three Kingdoms, he is from silver time space. Moreover, he is still a blue star traveler. How could you be a good person seriously? It can only be said that it's as you please. It is not an exaggeration for him to call him a deity with a system. Integration progress. 10%, looking at the progress displayed on this system, I haven't seen any jumping in half a day. I know this is not something that will happen for a while. That's when I shifted my gaze to a large truck not far from him. This truck is driving from Luoyang to Liangzhou, also intercepted by the original Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun looked up and down at the truck. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw a corpse lying on the side of a truck. It's really hard to say if it's a corpse. According to the previous situation where Zhao Yun acted angrily, it's hard to guarantee that this person still has body temperature and breathing. Immediately stood up and walked towards the direction of the truck. Approaching, looking at the person lying on the ground wearing the uniform of the Hedong-affiliated primary school self-defense force. Lift your foot and kick over. Hey, wake up. The person lying dead, no response observed. On the contrary, my body was kicked and rolled 2.5 circles. Sleeping so soundly. Zhao Yun touched his chin, speak with great interest. Why is it said that he is sleeping to death, instead of dying? That's because he knew this person was still alive when he kicked him. P.S. There are flowers and tickets available, could you please give them some charity? Chapter 5. The Birth of Divine Soldiers, Welcoming Thunder Calamity. Seeking Data. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Zhao Yun looked at the truck. Move your gaze down and look at this self-defense team member again. The line of sight constantly switches back and forth between the two. Suddenly, my eyes lit up. Zhao Yun felt like he had come up with a method to attack Hedong-affiliated primary school. Although with his current strength, it's completely possible to apply for this affiliated primary school alone. But it can be easier, why not do it? Brother also wants to become a strategist once. Zhao Yun's mouth curved slightly. I have already imagined myself waving my feather fan in my mind, the scene of skulls flying and smoke extinguishing. Strategize and win for thousands of miles. No wonder so many people want to be strategists, just thinking about it makes my heart surge. Zhao Yun's gaze was fixed on the lying corpse at this moment. Suddenly using both hands together, started picking up this person's clothes. At this moment, there is no one left to live, otherwise, if someone sees it, it's hard not to associate a series of small plots in your mind. The red uniform jacket bears the logo of Hedong-affiliated primary school. Zhao Yun was just peeling off this person's coat. As for the pants, he didn't even glance at them. A serious person who would strip someone's pants. Who? No. Pa, Dong, little Kara, who was lying dead, felt someone picking at his clothes in a daze. Grab the grass, it's already time to start peeling clothes. Don't you want to pull out my radish next? Hurry up and struggle to lift your head a little higher. But what he didn't want to welcome was the expressionless version of the hand knife. This knife directly hit little Kara's face. At the moment of being hit, several teeth fell off along with it. As a result, the visible cheeks automatically gain weight. Little Kara's head once again made an intimate contact with the ground. Tisk, why not? It's inexplicable. Who woke you up? I'm also very heartbroken, okay? Zhao Yun looked at the swollen little Kara on half of her face, a face full of heart-wrenching pain. This person is really too immature. Even if you wake up, you have to pretend not to know. I don't understand any worldly wisdom. Call out, picking off people's clothes is also quite tiring. While speaking, wiped away the non-existent sweat on the forehead. The clothes were successfully peeled off. Zhao Yun raised this garment and carefully measured it. A black and red coat, the logo of Hedong-affiliated primary school is sewn on the left chest. I can't say it looks good, I can't say it's ugly either. It can only be said that it's not as good as the beige East Han school uniform. You, Zhao Yun shook his clothes forward, a nauseating smell of sweat rushed over my face. Straight into Zhao Yun's nostrils, he couldn't help feeling a little nauseous. The taste is too strong, I really didn't expect this floor. This is already an unrelated matter of cleanliness and immaturity, besides, he doesn't have a cleanliness fetish. But let Zhao Yun wear clothes that carry the strong smell of others, that must be impossible. Zhao Yun, holding this coat now, her handsome face twisted as heaven and humanity engaged in battle. It's too difficult to accept, too cruel. Ding. Weapon fusion successful. A mechanical sound without emotion interrupted Zhao Yun, who felt embarrassed at the moment. Upon hearing this sound, Zhao Yun is no longer concerned about clothes. Then he threw the coat he was holding on his hand to the side, a disdainful pout. Immerse your mind in the system of your mind. Extract weapons. A gun barrel is snow-white all over, the cold light at the tip of the gun is even colder, with 2 more dragon-shaped marks than before. And there are 2 white cyclones constantly circling around the gun from top to bottom. More mysterious and unpredictable. Rumble, at the moment this gun appears, a large black cloud suddenly drifted in the sky. The light is completely obscured. Zhao Yun also felt something was wrong at the moment, looking at the dark cloud that only condensed above his head in the sky, with a solemn expression on my eyes. Roaming and rumbling, the thunder snake kept swimming in the sky, originally a blue lightning spot. At this point, there is a tendency to shift towards purple. Zhao Yun's face became increasingly ugly, the gun in hand is now extremely hot. Grass. What is the situation? This kind of sign, the birth of divine weapons, welcoming thunder tribulations. At this point, I can't handle so much anymore. Zhao Yun started to improve his military strength index. 5,000 to 10,000 to 20,000 to 25,000 to 28,000. Use full force and prepare to face the calamity. Rumble, crackle, a blue with purple lightning swept straight towards the new weapon in Zhao Yun's hand. Come on. Zhao Yun's eyes were blazing with flames. Grasp your weapon tightly. I have no intention at all. Everyone has ideas that align with nature, it's just that he has the opportunity to face it directly now. So Zhao Yun is not only not afraid, still trembling all over with excitement. P.S. The ones with flowers and tickets are big, can you throw some away? Chapter 6. Intellectual Disability System. Seeking Data. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The wind and clouds are surging. Power Index. 30,000, Zhao Yun waved his spear and used the strongest move he had ever mastered in his memory. A fierce wind howled out of Zhao Yun's body, charged straight towards the falling lightning. Bang, break it for me. Watching 2 forces wrestling with each other. Zhao Yun used all his force index. Plus the bonus of 2000 combat power index for the ultimate move. At this moment, Zhao Yun is under tremendous pressure. The military force index ranges from 30,000 to 30,500. Keep floating. Pa, lightning was cut and shattered by the wind in a standoff of less than a few minutes. And Zhao Yun's ultimate move of castration remains unchanged, head straight into the sky. But it has not yet reached the clouds, this wind starts to lack momentum, there are obvious signs of starting to dissipate. Zhao Yun also felt a bit helpless, after all, he has already activated the full power force index. I thought the dark clouds would descend with a second lightning bolt, but it started to slowly dissipate. At this point, Zhao Yun, who was already preparing to accept the second thunderbolt, was a bit confused. Is this the thunderbolt pass? Ding. The weapon has been tested and successfully fused. Name. Genshin Soul Washing Spear. It is a fusion of Genshin Bright Silver Spear and Wind Chasing Silver Spear, has a demonic effect. Deals an additional 50% damage to the demon. Use this gun to target a demonized ability walker, which can slowly dispel the target's demonization. Weapon wielding can increase combat power index by 50 points. Hiss, hiss, hiss. This. Zhao Yun was surprised by the attributes of this new weapon. What is the most jumping thing in the ultimate time and space? Magic. And his new weapon can be said to be a demon nemesis. They can fight and call Daddy's super weapon. As for the added 5,000 points of force index, it's not as good as playing singles 111. But being single compared to attributes is just bullshit. Looking at the bright silver spear of the Genshin surrounded by two blue and white cyclones, it's so powerful. The more I look, the more I can't put it down. But Zhao Yun, who had calmed down, I also remembered what the system just said. What does tested and successful mean? Gone, which means there will be failures before. Is this the case? I thought the fusion failed. It's making my heart skip a beat. Damn it, the intellectually disabled system. Saying half the way is deceitful, isn't it? I'm Tui. Zhao Yun's cursing really didn't seem interesting. The intellectually disabled system follows the program, even more garbage than AI. To compete with this thing, it makes me look a bit silly. The joy of obtaining new weapons caused by this incident has dissipated quite a bit. Brush. Zhao Yun is holding a newly acquired weapon. I couldn't help but start playing basic marksmanship in place. Pick, stab, sweep, chop. The blue and white swirling light, even in broad daylight, it still shines brightly. It means that a little cold light comes first, then the gun shot out like a dragon. Good gun. Zhao Yun became more familiar with this gun at this moment. The more I feel that this gun is extraordinary, the only regret is that there isn't a small monster to try the gun on, otherwise, it would be even more perfect. Complete the set and finish work. Store the Genshin soul washing spear in the circular Simon at the wrist. After all, this is the mainstream of Ultimate Three Kingdoms. It's retro to say that these people still play boxing, but technology is top-notch. Just one Simon can make projection calls, can serve as storage space. This has completely exploded Blue Star's technology. To get to the point, retrieve weapons. At this moment, he also looked at the coat he had thrown aside before. After all, happiness returns happiness. It's time to get down to business. The children who were abducted from various places are still in dire straits. Although Zhao Yun can't be considered a good person now, or the Virgin Mary or something like that. But there are always some places that I can't see through. Beat down human traffickers, he still thinks it's something he should do. The flow of thoughts, Zhao Yun has already picked up this coat again. Without saying a word, take the clothes with your right hand and gently throw them over your head. A gentle breeze. Actually, it was a temporary name. Slowly push out the left hand, slowly activate your own wind attribute in situ ability. A gust of wind began to surround the surroundings of this garment, driving from all directions and constantly passing by. The scene created is a piece of clothing standing still in mid-air, and the rustling sound constantly blowing. Just this operation, stains can be blown clean, not to mention this small odor. It's not even a problem. And Zhao Yun, who has the ability to perform in situ, it is also able to control this attribute in detail. Let's just say that, people without in situ abilities, his abilities have no attributes. Simply speaking, in terms of the harm caused, it's not comparable to people with in situ abilities. For example, two people have an equal force index. People with in situ abilities can instantly kill those without in situ abilities. This is the gap. P.S. Lu Zi's ultimate article is almost Class 1, try, Three Kingdoms. I don't know if it will be cool. However, I also hope that there are readers who like it, who can cast some flowers and votes. Chapter 7. Old Naughty Boy, Zhuo Ci. Seeking Data. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The ultimate in situ powers of time and space are also divided into 5 types. Wind, fire, lightning, and rain, that's what people often refer to as elements. If you have 5 in situ abilities on the same person at the same time, it can generate a special ability called hybrid ability. This ability supersedes all in place and normal abilities. The attack damage caused is also multiplied. People with hybrid abilities will not be suppressed by time and space, doing anything in any time and space will not disrupt the order of time and space. A psychic traveler who cuts through time and space, that's the person you're talking about. At present, there is only the summer of iron time and space, it exists like this. And in iron time space, there is also an exclusive name, it's called the Ultimate Iron Man. A natural time and space leader. It's done. Zhao Yun watched as the wind blew for a while, retracted the left hand, extend your right hand again and wait for the clothes to fall freely. After receiving this coat, shake again with inertia. My nose instinctively twitched a few times. I didn't smell any strange smell, that's when I finally let my heart go. After all, the method works, I know. Don't verify it yourself, I always feel uneasy enough. The issue with the coat has been resolved, now we need to deal with this lying little Kara. Looking at little Kara wearing only one lining, Zhao Yun's eyes were filled with an unbearable expression. Although it's summer now, the time has just arrived at noon, but people with poor health can also catch a cold. With an unbearable expression, I ran to the back carriage. Pick up the rope that Kara used to tie the child to before. Zhao Yun looked at the rope in front of him, which was not very thick. I also picked up all the ropes and twisted them into one. The sound of ropes wrapped around trees can be heard in some open forests. If someone passes by, they will see, a man tied another man to a tree. Get it done. Zhao Yun clapped his hands, looking at the masterpiece in front of me, I nodded in satisfaction. The thick rope connects the big tree and the body, wrapped around several times in a row. In this situation, even if it's someone like Lu Bu, everyone has to be obediently tied up here. Not to mention this little Kara with little military prowess. Pop, this little Kara. Zhao Yun became increasingly angry as he looked at it, it's all about shooting from left to right, I gave a few big bags. After finishing the fight, I felt much more relaxed, just leisurely walking towards the direction of the truck. Where the Self-Defense Force Code of Hedong affiliated primary school, wearing a beret and getting on the truck, Zhao Yun looked at the steering wheel and gear in front of him. At this moment, I felt some tingling, I never got a driver's license in my previous life, now that I'm in the car, I don't know how to drive at all. This is still a Mao's scheme, I will die before I succeed in my graduation. That's what I said, but Zhao Yun clearly doesn't want to give up. No matter what, let's start with the high-speed train first. Click, ouch. Zhao Yun's face was bewildered when he heard this voice, he suspected that he had misheard, will the sound of a car starting be a painful cry from a person? Oh my, it hurts so much. The second sound came, Zhao Yun only then noticed that the sound was coming from the front of the car, but this car is too high, he can't see where this person is lying, it can only be roughly judged from where the sound comes from that it is at the front of the car. Zhao Yun opened the door and jumped off the truck, walked towards the front of the car. What caught my eye was a little old man lying on the ground groaning. Gray hair is enough to indicate that this person is in their 60s. Oh, you killed me. Lose money. Otherwise, nothing can make you leave. The little old man who heard the commotion, at this point, it is already the beginning of his actor-level performance. Okay. Play like this. Buzzing, Zhao Yun, without further ado, just light up Simon and start downloading weapons. I was already a bit annoyed because I couldn't drive, now I have encountered another porcelain collision. It's strange if you're in a good mood. If you're brave enough, you won't get up. Wait for me to puncture hundreds of transparent holes for you. Cough, young man. Don't be impulsive. The little old man climbed up straight up, I didn't see any expression of life or death just now. Young man, you can pause your weapons now. You're almost done downloading. The old man's expression was slightly exaggerated, but the sound is urgently in place. An actor-level performance. Zhao Yun looked at the little old man in front of him, the body also honestly pressed the pause button for weapon download. Staring intently at the little old man in front of me. It's not Zhao Yun's conscience finding, just because of this old man, I can't afford to provoke it now. This somewhat sleazy little old man is not anyone else, it is the left compassion of silver time and space. Ha ha ha, just a joke with the kids. Zhuo Ci always wore a smile on his face, I can't tell if it's a fake smile, belonging to the role of an old mischievous child. After all, just this dignified appearance, whether in the golden time and space, still silver time and space. Those are all prominent figures. Belonging to the understanding of the older generation, the kind that younger generations have seen but don't care about. Who would have thought that this little old man has extraordinary abilities? P.S. Kneeling for flowers, tickets. Chapter 8. You dare to report your home. Seeking data. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At this moment, Zhao Yun's face remained expressionless, I have already planned to endure it. A man can bend and stretch, in the future, if you have the ability, it's also possible to poke thousands of transparent holes in him. Are you okay? I'll leave if it's okay. At this moment, Zhao Yun only wants to leave this place, he knows and knows. It's just a shame to take 2 more glances. Silver Time Space places great emphasis on respecting teachers and valuing the Tao. If it were Zhao Yun who had no system before, he would be happy to learn so many moves from this master. But now it's impossible, learn 1 move and you will receive disciple etiquette. A day as a teacher, a lifetime as a father. He doesn't want to have multiple fathers. Missing you so much, Zhao Yun couldn't help but shiver. The pace of turning my head and stepping on my feet has even accelerated a bit. I have already made up my mind, if you don't have a car, just go in recklessly. Anyway, stay away from this plague god that you can't afford to provoke temporarily. Children, stay a step. Zhao Yun, who was rushing with his head down, ignored him and continued walking. Suddenly, I felt a pulling sensation coming from behind, take a look back. Hey! This old man's was Ci pulled at his clothes. Old man. If you keep doing this, I'll call someone else. Do you know who my principal is? The greatest Mr. Dongjua in history. Countless generals under my command. There is also the first General L.V. Bu. You old bones can't withstand their anger. What is Zhao Yun's current identity, wearing work clothes at Hedong affiliated primary school, today is also from Hedong. Zhuo Ci did not reveal his intentions at this time, Zhao Yun also happily pulled the tiger skin. Normal people hear the profound background of this self-reporting portal, it must be a retreat. Unless this person is abnormal. Zhao Yun raised the corner of his mouth, he's just gambling, bet this little old man doesn't dare to reveal his identity. If he dares to do so, Zhao dare to guarantee that Zhuo's reputation will plummet. It will be written on the largest page of the Donghan Daily tomorrow. Master Zhuo Ci unexpectedly knocked on porcelain in public as an outstanding young man of the Han dynasty. How can we calculate that Zhao Yun has already won? Ah! You! Are you actually from Hedong University? Zhuo Ci said with a frightened expression on his face. If you ignore his disdainful gaze, that really makes people think he's scared. Anyway, Zhao Yun was just pulling the skin of a tiger, let him really shake people, the person who shook it up is probably going to chase Zhao Yun and fight. But why hasn't the old man seen you in the East Han Academy? The expression of terror came and went quickly. Zhao Yun also couldn't help but exclaim that this truly is a master. Bullshit, didn't you see the logo on my right chest? Hedong affiliated primary school self-defense force. I swear by Principal Dongjua, if it's not, it's like thunder and lightning. It's you, old man. Do you dare to report your name? The next day, I'll ask LV Bu to come and serve you. Zhao Yun had a positive expression on his face, there was no sign of panic on the expression. They are all acting, he also feels like he's not inferior to anyone. Cough cough, old man, my name is Duo. You don't need to call it Lord LV, don't trouble him anymore. Zhuo Xi's face showed an awkward expression. I thought this kid could lie, the face doesn't turn red when pulled, and the heart doesn't jump. You can also be considered a character. After all, Zhuo Xi has long been concerned about this matter. It's difficult for oneself to take action. I also know that this is Zhao Yun from the Eastern Han Academy, I just want to give him a little help. I wanted to create a little friction, teach him a few more moves. But who would have thought that this little doll would start with a combination of shaking punches? You don't have to doubt whether you dare to use a fake identity to shake people, because in Zhuo Xi's view, Zhao Yun's expression and tone can fully demonstrate that he really dares to do so. Zhuo Xi is also a bit tired, people who reach his level cannot take action. Just like the divine walker of iron time and space, can only serve as a mascot, otherwise, a move would be a collapse of the temporal and spatial order, the outcome of time and space restart. Unfortunately, he is not like the ultimate Iron Man who can be free from the constraints of time and space order. If we can make a move, what kind of big devil has long been pinched to death by him with one hand? How could these little Kara demons jump like this? It's your dream, not your name. Zhao Yun was somewhat speechless. If you say his name is Qian Lei, I just believe it. Pull more money and come up with more, what is this not a dream? Believe it or not. Zhuo Xi arrogantly twisted his head to one side. I'll leave if it's okay. That same sentence, don't provoke me to hide. Don't worry, young man. Just now, did I see that you don't know how to drive this truck? I have good things here. Zhuo Xi reached into the tang suit he was wearing and mysteriously leaned over, whispering softly. Zhao Yun suddenly felt some inexplicable familiarity upon hearing this. It seems like there were scenes of good movies being stopped on the street in a past life. Not to mention, it's very similar, it's exactly the same. P.S. Send some flowers and tickets without getting lost. The author takes everyone home to make a floor. Chapter 9. This old man is really bad. Seeking data. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I am very pure. No, I don't want it. Even if. Then we have to find a remote corner, I'm not that kind of person, huh? I examine it with a critical eye. Zhao Yun's previous words were solemn and upright, but the rest of the conversation became quieter and quieter. What are you talking about? What is it about whether you are pure or not? What I want to sell is this. Zhuo Xi took out a book from his chest while speaking. When you see it's a book, Zhao Yun's eyes flashed with a hint of disappointment. As expected, having read the book title clearly, this proves that he was overthinking. Foolish teaching driving. Seeing the title of this book, Zhao Yun's mouth twitched at the corner. I feel like if I were to read this book, will be internalized. Flipping through 2 pages casually, Zhao Yun's originally careless expression gradually became solemn. This book. It's a bit interesting. Zhao Yun, who just wanted to flip through 2 more pages, I was snatched back by Zhuo Xi. Zhao Yun was slightly taken aback. I just saw the exciting part now, suddenly interrupted by someone. It's strange that you can feel good about that kind of mood. See if it works, give it the money, buy it. Zhuo Xi smiled and reached out his hand. It's already a posture of eating Zhao Yun. How much? Zhao Yun is not ambiguous either, start asking for the price directly. There's no way this book is indeed a bit good. He just flipped through 2 pages, from wearing seat belts to starting a fire, all have detailed annotations with pictures and text. On the next page, Zhao Yun also roughly saw when to shift gears and clearly annotated it. Get started with a truly foolproof bag. Then let's have 10,000 deductions. How much? Zhao Yun was a bit silent. This book is so good, but let him buy it for 10,000 deductions, although he is wealthy now, but not a fool. Goodbye. Turn around and leave, without any attachment. It's not something that must be done. No need. Wait, you bargain. Do we have to bargain when buying things? Oh my, young people are just impatient. 100 buckles. I'll go. I asked you to bargain, but I didn't ask you to take my life. What does it mean? Bullying the elderly, isn't it? You can just wipe 2 out of 0, right? Add a little more. 500 buckles. If you want to sell, sell it. Don't sell, pull down. Sell. Negotiate the price. Zhuo Xiu still had a smiling expression. There was no sign of the desperate situation at the time when the price was quoted at 100 cents. This made Zhao Yun feel like he was shouting too high. It should be possible to reduce it a bit more. Misconception. By the way, don't flip to the last page. Otherwise, something incredible will happen. Hard. My fist is hard. This routine, Zhao Yun can't understand anymore. Some people bought a book at a high price. The boss said not to open the last page. But what I really saw when I opened it was something with a retail price of over 10 yuan. Wait a minute. Watching a person achieve success and retire, Zhuo Xiu, who wants to leave, Zhao Yun spoke up without saying a word to stop. I'd like to see what's mysterious about it. After speaking, Zhao Yun has already turned the last page. Bang, the book in hand started to spontaneously ignite. It burns completely in less than 2 seconds. Shiaha. Zhao Yun originally had a mentality of indifference. Until this book spontaneously ignited, I burned my hand. Take a look. Just say something mysterious happened. Zhuo Xiu still had a smiling expression. But there was a hint of mockery in his eyes. Who added a self-destruct device in the book? Zhao Yunmeng became angry after being forced. Afterwards, there was some celebration. Fortunately, I managed to cut the price. Otherwise, if I get tricked, I'll break my teeth and swallow my stomach. I have another book here. It's still 500 buckles. Do you want it or not? In Zhou Sai's magic hand, another book just like the previous one appeared. Zhao Yun, who feels like he has been played with, I thought about not paying attention to Zhuo Xiu anymore. But this book does have a strong attraction for him. I just tearfully took out 500 buckles and bought it. Weigh the books in your hand. Zhao Yun looked deeply at the little old man in white tang attire in front of him. I came specifically to help, sensing that Zhao Yun didn't want to owe anyone. Contribute your own strength through this equivalent exchange method. In this matter, combined with what Zhuo Xiu did in the drama, Zhao Yun also understood. Existences like Zhuo Xiu, it's not that I don't want to do it, he just doesn't dare to make it too obvious. Thinking of this, Zhao Yun also secretly made up his mind. In the future, you must become an existence with hybrid abilities. Doing things in this way will not be constrained by time and space. While secretly making up my mind, the silent system emits sound again. Ding. Activate hidden task. Defeat enemies with in situ abilities. Can extract in situ abilities from its target body. Please draw while the target is unconscious to avoid struggling and interrupting the draw. P.S. Don't get lost by casting some flowers and votes. The author will take you on the highway. Chapter 10. Ultimate Martial God System. Seeking Data. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Wind, fire, thunder, electricity, rain, in situ ability. 1/5, the character representing wind has already lit up. It indicates that Zhao Yun already has this in situ ability. The remaining 4 are all dull and lifeless, need to go collect. Seeing this task, Zhao Yun's eyes lit up. Just as I was dozing off, I brought a pillow. This ultimate martial god system, this alone deserves this name. System, open the panel. Host. Zhao Yun, belonging to Eastern Han Academy, Power Index 28,000, normal, unique move. Pan long kick, dragon-shaped Tai Chi, wind and cloud surging. Weapons. Genshin Soul Washing Spear, plus 5000, Qinghong Sword, plus 2000, In situ ability. Wind, item. 24,000 buckles, Simon plus 1. Looking at the addition of the word, normal, to the force index in the system panel, Zhao Yun is not at all strange. What left Zhao Yun speechless was, Panlong Kick and Dragon Form Tai Chi do not add any force index. In a situation where the universal ultimate move of Silver Space is to increase the force index, Zhao Yun appears ordinary and unremarkable. This also creates an awkward situation where Zhao Yun's fame is higher than his strength in the drama. Silver Spacetime is quite unique, using martial arts moves can temporarily increase the strength index. For example, Sun Quan's Ashen Flame and True Ashen Flame have different briefly increased force indices. Coincidentally, the Sun family has two in situ fire-powered beings. Two identical fire-in-place abilities appear in the same family. This really makes people feel strange. After all, this thing is not cabbage, it also belongs to the existence of none in the world. But upon careful consideration, an iron space-time, a silver spacetime, that's nothing strange anymore. Children, what kind of foolishness is this? A smiling and somewhat lewd old face approached. Zhao Yun, who had come to his senses, instinctively pushed his hands forward when he saw the old face in his sight so close. Bang! Oh, my goodness! The undefended Zhuo was directly taken by this hand, pushed so hard that I fell and crouched down. Ouch! You're really lacking in quality, little friend. How about treating the elderly like this? Zhuo grinned and complained, I don't know if it's real pain or fake pain. In Zhao Yun's perspective, it looks quite painful. I am relatively weak in terms of quality. Zhao Yun said expressionlessly. The main point is that without morality, no one can kidnap him. After saying these words, Zhao Yun turned around and walked towards the truck cab. At this moment, Zhuo behind him patted the dust on his body. Looking at Zhao Yun's back, he smiled and said, Children, wish you success. Upon hearing such words coming from behind, Zhao Yun's footsteps slightly paused. Without looking back, he opened the car door and got into the car. Arriving at the driver's cab, looking out through the windshield, sure enough, I can no longer see the figure of Zhuo. I saw several words composed of golden energy floating in the center of gravity ahead. The proud spirit of the Eastern Han dynasty, do not forget your original intention. Hee, old rascal. Zhao Yun shook his head and chuckled lightly. The words also slowly dissipated into the air after maintaining for more than 10 seconds. No one is disturbing Zhao Yun now, then you can study this secret book carefully. The secret script can be said to be very useful, but it is also aimed at those who have very flexible minds. That's indeed true, although it is a foolproof teaching method, but it's not much better than going to a driving school to teach you hands-on. After all, if you can't even teach a driving school coach, that's not even a foolproof book. Absolutely not implying you guys, after half a day of research, I can already drive on the road. It has to be said that with the use of force index, as long as he studies diligently, it's really difficult for him. Belonging to being full of talent points, waiting for excavation. Then start planning. Pioneer car went to the gas station to buy 15 barrels of oil. Silver time space is quite user-friendly, at least you can buy oil freely, it's not just a 0 yuan purchase. I can also take care of you to get in the car. Where can I find this service? Zhao Yun took the opportunity to give them some money to find another cardboard box to pack, although it's not very useful, but if you don't open it, you can still hide your ears. After the loading is completed, I went to the department store again and bought a Polaroid. Don't ask, I just like taking photos, idle Chen. Kaka, Didi, the truck arrived smoothly at Hedong affiliated primary school. Zhao Yun boldly started honking the horn. Drops. Drops, coming, urging me. Several people wearing the same self-defense team uniform as Zhao Yun came from the school, cursing and cursing. What are you doing? Delivery, blind. Upon hearing Zhao Yun's bold words, little soldier A, who was originally careless, only looked up and saw the full picture of the truck. I saw a Woyang special car written on the truck. I suddenly realized that this was a big order. P.S. 10 more offers. Begging for flowers. Evaluation ticket. Monthly pass. Reward.